Hello, hello. It's good to be back, kinda. Good news is I've actually had multiple of you before. Now we're going to get to do some of the same thing. Now, I know nobody has done very much math in the break. So the good news is we're going to use some of the same stuff that some of y'all may have seen from Algebra 1 before, but we're going to take it and then apply it for Algebra 2. A lot of this course is going to move very similar. You'll have your handout. If you want to print it out, here's the notes, and you'll have a homework assignment and stuff. Not very big, okay? Y'all know my thoughts on homework. All right, now we're going to do a little review. All right, this one right here, I love this type problem because I've been putting it on stuff for years. Remember, a minus a negative changes this to a positive, okay? So this is our actual problem right here. Now, remember, solving equations, you got to undo what's being done to the variable. All right, if this is the variable, 5 is being added, so I get to subtract it. Okay, so I get x equals 10. Ta-da-ta-da! And we're done. Okay, now some of y'all may remember, number and a variable are side by side, you have to divide. So just divide by 10, we get n equal to 10. Cruising along. Now remember, you can pause and rewatch these videos at any point in time. I know y'all know how to do that. Okay, so right here, we have d over 3. So that's being divided. So we got to do the opposite, and we got to multiply. Now, I know this is going to be a negative. If you see my eyes going off screen, that's because I'm using a calculator. Remember, I kind of make fun of you for not using a calculator. Okay. There we go. All right. This is just a review. If this is kind of boring you, that's a good thing. That means you're good to go. If you're kind of lost, remember, you can go back. All right. So if we're looking at this one right here, first thing we got to do, well, here's my variable. Okay. It's being multiplied by 2 and added to 5. Well, we need to get rid of this 5 first, so we're going to subtract. Okay. That's a negative 5. 0 minus 5 is negative 5. All right. Then we have to divide. Now, usually we like to leave these as an improper fraction. I'm still trying to get kind of everything the way I want it with homework and tests and yada yada. So just kind of bear with me. Sometimes it may be improper fraction, sometimes it may be a decimal. Okay. Personally, I could go either way. I gotta find the format that will let us, but I'll let you know in directions. Okay, but we're going to stick to this right now. All right, right here, we need to add 8 to both sides. Now, this is where that calculator can really come in handy. All right, because this is the same thing as 8 minus 3. Well, that's 5. All right, remember, we got to multiply by the reciprocal. Now, I know some of y'all will multiply by 2 and divide by 5. That's all fine. But you can get it one fell swoop by multiplying both sides by 2 over 5. Okay? Now, remember, this will cancel, leaving us with x. And then, believe it or not, I'm left with 2. Now, over here, if you said like this is 5, like 5 over 1, 5 times 2 is 10, divided by 5 is 2, or the 5s cancel. I don't care how you do it. Just as long as you understand and you get it right. Oh, too much of a big jump. All right. Now, this is a big fraction. Remember, on big fractions, we have to actually get rid of this fraction, this negative 2 first by multiplying. Okay. So 4n minus 8 equals negative 24. All right. So now it's just like one of these other two. All right. So we're going to add 8 to both sides. 4n equals negative 16. divide by 4, divide by 4. N equals -4. All right. So that's just a little warm up that you can do. Hopefully get in your mind. I know it's somewhere it's in there and all this kind of stuff, but we'll be all right. So this is the actual notes. Now, I've scattered between the notes and the warm up for this. This hopefully will get your mind right and kind of things that we're doing. All right, this is being multiplied by 2/3, or as I used to say in class, 2/3. So we got to multiply both sides by 3/2. Okay, and all these numbers cancel out. I would mark them out, but it's just going to make a mess. And with my handwriting, it's just atrocious anyway. It's not a big deal. All right. If you say this is 4, now, if you don't want to use your calculator, which I highly suggest you do, okay, you could say this is 3 times -4, which is 12, divided by 2. You end up getting -6. Okay. Now, I know this part right here. Oh my gosh. Yes, my handwriting has gotten worse. Haven't been doing much writing, believe it or not. All right, this right here, this check your answer. We write that all the time, and I know we don't have anybody that does it. We maybe have a handful of people that do, but if you have something, please check your answer. You should have enough time. Okay. All right, moving on. K is actually over here, so I've got to get rid of this 3 by subtracting, and make sure you actually write the right number. Oh, this is hilarious. You got to laugh. I mean, you can't sit here and wallow in sorrow. Pew. All right. Yeah, I like putting some of these in here just to make sure you remember. We're starting slow. We're going to build up from there. All right. So right here, we're going to go. It's a big fraction again. So I've got to multiply by 3. That's kind of funny. I'm multiplying by 3, and there's a .3 right there. Again, you need to laugh. All right. Okay, -7 is -18. All right. So what I'm going to do next is I got to get rid of the 7 by adding. Okay. K equals -11. Now, again, if you think I'm going too fast, that's fine. But I would like for y'all to, you can pause, you can go back. You know how to use YouTube. Okay. This is on the YouTube. Can't believe I actually have a channel on here, and I don't know what just happened. All right. Haha, a word problem. Da-da-da-da. This may look familiar because, yes, this is actually from the Algebra 1 stuff because we're just getting back into things. Oceanside Bike Rental Shop charges $14 plus $8 an hour for renting a bike. Melanie paid this much. How many hours did she check the bike out? All right. So let's think about it. What did she pay first? Well, she paid $14. Okay. And then $8 an hour. We're asked for how many hours. So I guess that would be our X. You could do X or H. It doesn't matter. Notice I'm not making you define a variable, but if you need to define a variable, go ahead and do that. Okay. And she paid this much. So subtracty. Now, I'm not one of these people. I know some of these word problems, they're kind of cheesy, but stuff changes all the time to redo things. Don't dive into the word problem. Just look at what's given, look at the answer. Don't worry about who wants to pay $8 an hour for a bike. It could be one of those cool mopeds. Who knows? All right. Now, I know that if I would have given you this equation, you could have solved it. But pulling that stuff out, that's where you may have a hard time. Okay, actually, that's not 16. Nobody stopped me from doing that. See, this is why I kind of miss face-to-face, is because somebody say, hey, Mr. Jeffries, you got it wrong. That's fine. That's okay for me to say that I'm good for that. But, learn from your mistakes. Aha, this you should have seen multiple times before. Distribute, combine like terms, variables on one side, constants on the other side, coefficient of 1. This is directly out of the Algebra 1 handbook. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Okay? Yes, I'm wiggling around because I can't be still. Now, do I have to distribute right here? No, so I move on. Combine like terms. Now, when it says combine like terms, that means on the same side. These two right here are like terms. So some people will mean to rewrite this like so. All right? Now, it's on the same side of the equal sign. Not, oh, I got to combine this term over here. Don't do that. All right? So this ends up becoming negative 3n minus 16 equals negative 10. All right? So add 16. Ta-da-ta-da. And negative 3n equals 6. Now, I like showing all my steps because, as y'all can tell, I make mistakes regularly, and I like to find out where my mistake is. So, and I know some of y'all, you have to write all your steps because you have to see everything as it goes, and that's absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. All right, after we combine like terms, this was a two-step equation, and we just solved it from there. Do the steps. Take your time. Nobody's Ricky Bobby. All right. So right here, here's my like terms. I don't have to distribute because there's no parentheses. So I moved to combine like terms. So again, if you had to rewrite this, and by all means, if you have to rewrite it and you're one of those students, oh, nope, not that, that has to, please do. Okay. If it makes you a better student to rewrite it, just rewrite it. All right. So 4.8 plus 1.2. I'm sorry. I'm a bad math teacher that I can't sit there and do that in my head. I should be able to, but I don't care. All right. So combine like terms, it becomes 6. Yes. Nice and easy. Then I add the 3. 12. Now, some of y'all could probably already know, well, that has to be 2. Some of y'all actually have to do this again, however you need to do it to make it work. Okay, there we go. Now, again, if my screen looks different than the handout, it's because I'm focused making the main thing the main thing. Okay, I'm trying to look, if y'all think this is difficult, getting back in the swing of things, imagine, and you're having to learn it virtually, I'm having to take everything that I've learned teaching and learning a new delivery system. Okay. I hate that we're not face to face, but it is what it is. All right. We can make that happen with some WebEx or something in Schoology. All right. So this is our first one where we're actually going to have to distribute because we have parentheses. So negative 2 times 2f. So I get negative 4f. Okay. Now, if you remember, if you've had me before, I like marking that out so I know what's going on. All right. I have negative 2 times negative 4. I treat that as a negative 4 because I'm going to get my sign right every time. All right. So that gives me a positive 8. All right. Then over here, I got to distribute on 2 different sides. It's not a race. Take your time. All right. So this will be 4f. Okay. And then this will be negative 8. Now, don't sit here and tell me automatically, oh, it's no solution or it's identity. You don't know that yet. You don't know enough about it. So we got to kind of check it out. So we distributed. We don't have to do that. Okay. So now we're going to get the variables on one side. Let's get them all to the left. Okay, to the left, to the left. Get all your variables over here to the left. It's Mr. Jeffries. He's off meds. He can't write the right numbers. Okay, please remember that's still a -8. And then for those that need me to clean this up, because I agree that's horrible. And this writing thing, this also happens in face-to-face classes too, because I don't practice writing on these things all the time. Contrary to popular belief. All right, so -8, f equals -16. And then we divide by -8, divide by -8. All right, so we have f equals 2. Hopefully that is not the thing for your report card or progress report. And how that's going to happen is, but hopefully you don't have any F's. All right, now, all right, since I did that one in blue, I'm going to erase this, excuse me, and we're going to go back. We're going to do this one in green. So do I have to distribute? No. Okay, I don't have to distribute. There's no parentheses. I do have to combine like terms. All right, over here, these two combine to give me -2k. Because remember, this is an understood one, and if you have to write that one right there, you better write it. Okay, so you understand. Now this time I'm just going to mark them. I'm not going to write them together. Okay, 6 minus 8. This is going to give me -2k and plus 5. All right, now I've combined like terms. Let's get my variables on the other side. So again, we're going to move them to the left. And I know if we were in class, I'd have somebody going 2k, because it's really fun to bring acknowledgement to a video game. But I don't have to hear that right now. All right, we get 0 equals 5. Hopefully you know that 0 does not equal 5. Okay, there's a big difference between having $0 and $5. If you don't know the difference, please email me. We'll have a chat. Okay, so this cannot happen. Okay, so this is no solution. I can't spell. And a lot of people will do this. That's absolutely fine. Okay. And our last one, let's do purple. All right, do we have to distribute? No. Combine like terms. Both sides, different terms. No. Variables on one side. Okay, let's go ahead and move them to the left. There's a reason why I want you to move them to the left. And come tomorrow, it will make sense. Okay. So I've got my variables on one side. Now I got to get constants on the other. See, it's a two-step equation. That's why it's so nice. All right. And then subtract 6, subtract 6. All right. So -13n equals 13. Now, some people already tell me what this is, because the only thing it can be is n equals 1. Now, hopefully you're with me. Hopefully we're good to go. All right. If you have questions, email me, Google Voice, whatever, and look at the lesson plan so you can know when my face-to-face times I can actually go over stuff. All right. Good deal.